I find a lot of value in history, and I find a lot of value in those that have gone before me. And I think there's a lot that we can learn. There's wisdom in listening to our elders. There's wisdom in listening to people that have been through the struggle or have already been where we're going. My name is James Young, and I teach at Johnson Wabash 6th Grade Center in the Ferguson-Florissant School District. I teach musical theater and classical guitar. I teach in the same district that I graduated from. It's a privilege and it's an honor because I come from Kinloch, and Kenlock was the first African-American city incorporated in the state of Missouri.
It was a commuter suburb, and it was really, really big, and blacks would come over here to work either as servants or some menial labor work, and it wasn't incorporated until 1948. So technically, it being the first black city, when you're official, when you're on the books, that was by black people.
My grandmother, yes, just such an inspiration to me. She taught in this district, retired from this district many, many years, 30 plus years. And I actually had a chance a few years ago to teach at the school she retired from. So that was really neat. And actually we honored her in an assembly, in a Black History Month assembly. Going up around her, she took my brother and I to choir rehearsal at her church, First Missionary Baptist Church of Kenlock. And we went and we sang in the choir, and it was gospel music. She was the one that suggested, when I wanted to go back to school for music, she was like, why don't you consider music education? The value of teaching music is that I teach something, I think, that reaches the inside of a student and approaches the idea of teaching the whole student. I get the privilege and the honor of teaching something that does get to the soul, that does get to, the spirit. I help students contextualize just what the world around them, first by listening, because they know a lot. They come in with a lot of their own ideas and thoughts and feelings, and so I try to be a listener and a facilitator of conversations that are appropriate for their age and for their grade and for their maturity level. I think there are things that just go beyond words. Music definitely has this way of making connections and giving ideas and thoughts or helping you to see something that you may not see if one were to just say it to you, or if you were to have a conversation. Even help you to have maybe, empathy for others, or just to take you to a different time that you may not, you'll never live or never fully understand, but you'll be able to feel it. Black history is American history because we're Americans and we're here together. No matter where you come from, where your ancestry comes from, everybody on this soil now has had some kind of struggle to get to where they are, and our struggles look different. But it is important for us all to recognize the triumph, even with the trauma. So I try to make a connection. I try to let them know, not only do I live here currently, but I lived here. I grew up here for most of my life. And I hope to display authenticity with that. I do try to let them know I see you for who you are. I was in your shoes. I treat this profession with the utmost respect. People say, Mr. Young, why do you always wear a tie, wear a suit to school? Well, because I want you to see how much I value education and what I do, and your education and what, who you are and who you're going to be. Sometimes the loudest message is lived. Yeah, I aspire to be a good teacher. And I think what makes a good teacher is one who teaches with their heart. So growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of male teachers. The male teacher that I remember that was most inspiring to me, and the name of a male teacher that was most inspiring, was really not until I got to college. And not only was he male, but he actually happened to be African-American male too, which was also impactful to me. But his name was Dr. Bill Richardson. He was my band teacher. I would definitely encourage more Black males to become teachers. African-American male teachers, Black male teachers, are teachers who are going to be relevant to the cultures and the communities that they serve. And that's so important, no matter what the community is, rural, urban, suburban, specifically though, because we're underrepresented. Yes. I mean, it would be amazing. Again, that's not to say that people from other races or other skin tones can't do it. But I think it is important. Like I said, it was powerful for me to have Dr. Richardson as my teacher, because I could see myself as being him. I believe that teaching and education is still the way forward. It's been the way forward. It is a time-honored tradition. There's nothing like just having that in-person teacher to pass along that knowledge, leave a legacy, drop those seeds, give inspiration, and help you to see who you can become and what your potential is. Some people, I think, would be great teachers, they just don't know it. Some people have the experience, the background, the culture to serve in their communities in this capacity, and they just never considered it. If you're called to this profession, there's nothing like it. If it is your calling and you can hang in there, wow, just the joy of igniting young minds. It's like none other that I've experienced.
Our best resources are our children, our teachers, our principals,